Okay, folks, this is something that we all need, that everyone needs, but it's often just words and no action. And it's something that so many pop groups have sung about, and music and all that sort of shit. Everyone craves it, but not everyone gets it. So we're going to try and make this look really nice. I don't know how big we're going to make it. Okay, let's see what this is. It is the word peace. We all need it. We all crave it. The whole of the human race wants it. But often no one gets it, it seems. So few people get true peace. Even I struggle to feel peace. Even I do, folks. I'm a person who lives by peace. But I basically struggle to find it myself. I get hooked up in things that worry me, and it really can be difficult procuring peace, to find it, to get it. And it really is an important part of a human's life to have it, and yet we don't always get it, or we don't get it very often. And it's really, really horrible to think that people have to live without it. It really is a horrible, horrible thing to live without, and yet most people don't feel it. I've experienced crushing fear that went on for more than 20 years. More than 21 years I suffered acute fears, like fear of death. Fear of death was the main one, and then there are other fears like worrying about going broke, or worrying about things going wrong, and all that, just all that horrible stuff that people shouldn't have to worry about and have problems. We don't need all this hassles. We don't need all this shit. But unfortunately, the old saying goes, shit happens, and we have to somehow find a way of finding peace, even when shit hits the fucking fan. Even when the shit hits the fan, we got to fucking somehow learn to have peace, instead of being constantly rattled. Even when there's a roller coaster ride, we should all be able to have peace. Even I struggle. My life is a constant roller coaster ride, folks, and it really is hard. So I can understand where it is that we can't find peace, especially when we need it and we want it. I'm going to move it down a bit in the middle. But basically it's really hard to make it happen, to make peace a reality. It's just often a hollow affirmation, like what you see on this piece of metal. It's just a hollow piece of metal in this case. And most people tend to have these metallic objects in a way of trying to make peace. But it's got to go beyond just an affirmation. It's got to go beyond just a piece of metal or a piece of wood or a charm on a necklace. It's got to, actually that is a charm. That I think this is a necklace charm, actually, a very outrageously large one. But basically, we've got to somehow make peace with ourselves. Now, I'm actually thinking we're going to make this into a movement piece. Pardon the pun. I didn't mean it that way. But basically, yeah, we have to fucking somehow find a way of getting peaceful again. Feeling a sense of stability where there is none. I don't know how this is going to work. And yeah, that looks really quite interesting with the hands. I think we could use that. It's going to look a bit minimalist, but I like overall how it looks. I wasn't thinking it was going to work terribly well. So maybe the horizontal is going to be 160 and the vertical is going to be 104. So I do wonder if we're going to just put it on copied paper. But yeah, it's got to be more than just this necklace piece. It's got a hole in there and there was a piece of string. I'm just going to leave it there. But basically, we've got to somehow learn how to find peace within ourselves. And I'm learning. I'm still learning, folks. I'm still learning. I do get anxious. I went broke on Saturday, which was yesterday, and when I go broke it really sends shockwaves through me. I don't enjoy not having money to spend, even though I'm not obsessed with money like a lot of people are. I do acknowledge that money is an important part of society. We can't live in a society without money, but we can't become so fixated on money that we get really greedy and horrible about it, and we've made it too big. But basically, we've got to somehow learn how to, and I don't know, maybe rich people really have no peace at all because they're so, even though they're not likely to go broke, they're not likely to end up broke. They do have certain hang-ups about money. They just care about money and they want to accumulate as much as they can, even though it's too much, and they don't spend it when this money could be used to help solve world issues like famine and hunger, famine and hunger, same thing, lack of sanitation. You know, there's all sorts of things that rich people can do if only they would let themselves loosen the purse strings a little bit. You know, let them make the world a better place for others as well as yourself. You know, you don't need all that money, you rich people. You know, you don't need to have a fuckload of money to survive. You know, you've already got your money. You know, you can make a difference. The rich people can make a difference, folks. We can't. Currently, I'm unable to make a difference. I'm just an artist. Well, I used to say that, but I'm not going to say that because I'm going to basically become successful as an artist. I'm determined. So, just wondering if this is how we're going to make it. I do like, this is a bit further down, but I want to capture that. It's a bit of a dilemma. I don't want to become lack of peace over this. But I really wish that the rich people could make a difference instead of choosing not to. I mean, it's today, I think it's tonight, is the Red Shield appeal for the Salvation Army here in Australia. The Red Shield appeal. So if you rich people have some money, do a good turn and give some to the salvos. But really, people who are rich should be giving at least 10% of what they earn to good causes, and not just the rich. The average people have to as well. They should. You know, imagine the world if everyone gave 10% of what they earned to the poor. We'd have a much happier and fairer world than what we have now. It's have and have not society. So we've got to fucking make a difference, folks. And it starts with the rich. It should start with the rich, because the rich have the power to make a difference. The rest of us don't. I'm not rich myself. I'm not rich. I'm disabled, which means I don't have truckloads of money. So I'm trying to use the parts of my brain that have not been affected by an acquired brain injury at birth, a cord around my neck and a breech coming out feet first. So, but that's another story. But that looks really quite interesting. I think now we can call this demo quits.